Imagine a world where time bends, where two of the greatest military minds in history are not separated by centuries, but meet on the same battlefield. On one side stands Alexander the Great, the legendary king of Macedon, a man who spread Greek culture across continents, a strategist who never lost a battle, a leader whose armies could outmaneuver any enemy. He is young, brilliant, fearless, the embodiment of classical warfare. On the other side stands Genghis Khan, the thunder of the steppes, a man who united the Mongol tribes into a war machine, a master of mobility, speed, and psychological warfare. His horsemen can fire arrows while galloping at full speed. His generals communicate across miles using flags, drums, and perfect discipline. He is the creator of the largest continuous empire in human history. To conquerors, to philosophies of war, one impossible showdown. The battlefield is a vast plain, somewhere between east and west. Flat terrain, perfect for Mongol cavalry, but also space for Alexander to execute his famous phalanx formations. Both armies arrive with full force, neither willing to retreat. Alexander lines up his phalanx, shields locked, spears stretched like a wall of iron. The companion cavalry waits behind him, his elite shock force. He knows the Mongols are fast. He knows they will try to flank him. But Alexander is ready to adapt. He always adapts. Genghis Khan studies his opponent from horseback. He sees discipline. He sees structure. He sees strength. But he also sees rigidity, a weakness he can exploit. The Mongol archers begin the battle. Tens of thousands of arrows block out the sun. Their horses weave in and out, never staying still. They fire while moving, turning the battlefield into a storm of projectiles. Alexander holds firm. His shield wall absorbs the first wave. His soldiers brace. Their discipline holds the line. But the Mongols are not aiming to break the phalanx. They are testing it. Genghis orders the famous feigned retreat. His cavalry pretends to panic, turning away from the Macedonians. They scatter across the field. Alexander sees opportunity. His blood rises. He calls for the charge. The companion cavalry surges forward, their lances level, their formations tight. They pursue the fleeing Mongols, but this is exactly what Genghis wanted. The Mongol formation snaps back together like a trap. Horsemen turn in unison. Arrows fly at point-blank range. The Macedonian cavalry suffers heavy losses. Alexander realizes his mistake, but he refuses to break. He regroups. He shifts tactics. Alexander pushes his phalanx forward, slowly, methodically, step by step, shield by shield. He forces the Mongols into a tighter space. He tries to pin them against the terrain. If he can corner them, he can crush them. But Genghis Khan will not be cornered. He unleashes fast-moving units from every direction. His horsemen ride behind the phalanx. They fire into the rear. The phalanx begins to fracture, a formation built for frontal combat, not full encirclement. Still, Alexander refuses to fall. He rallies his infantry. He charges personally, breaking through Mongol lines by sheer bravery. For a moment, the impossible happens. Alexander and Genghis come face to face. Two legends, two giants of history. Their armies pause, watching their leaders stare each other down. Genghis sees a warrior king, fearless but vulnerable. Alexander sees a commander of unmatched mobility, deadly but mortal. Neither man yields. The battle rages on. Alexander pushes forward one last time, cutting through Mongol ranks. Genghis counters with a thunderous cavalry strike from three directions. The field becomes chaos, dust, blood, steel, and roaring hooves. In the end, mobility defeats discipline. The phalanx collapses under constant encirclement. Alexander fights to the last breath, refusing defeat. Genghis Khan stands victorious, wounded, but unbroken. Yet even in victory, he respects Alexander deeply. He orders the Macedonian king to be honored with full warrior rights. The steppe warriors bow. The world remembers. If these two conquerors had lived in the same era, the earth itself would have trembled. Their clash would reshape continents, rewrite civilizations, and forge legends beyond anything history has ever seen. The unstoppable force meets the immovable mind, and history becomes myth. If you want, I can also